Broadcasting live from the only establishment in town that can't kick him out. His own basement. The world according to Rocket.
Hey now, and hey now, and hey now. It is I, Rocket Man. This is the world according to moi, or as we say here in Tennessee, moa. This episode is brought to you by LuxuryTravelNational.com. Whether you're going around the world or just around the corner, just give my buddy Deb a call, 615-863-1263. Boo. Hello, everyone. How are you? Thank you for being here. Sting is on board. How you, Sting? Purple Einstein. What's up? What up? Remember those commercials? They were good, weren't they? Yeah, they were. It was cold here today. I'm just noticing Chewy has his Santa hat on in the background there. And it got cold, and I had to, on my walk today, I had to grab that off of him. Reluctantly, he let go of it. And anyway, so, and I still have my sunglasses on here. Not sure why. How is everybody doing? Terrific, I hope. I just realized I'm kind of hungry. I haven't had dinner yet. I've been working so hard for y'all. I'm just telling you, and right now I am. I'm going to grab some, hang on a second. I want to grab some comments. I haven't gone to the viewer mail very often lately, and I want to make sure I get that done, and then we'll get on and talk about what's coming up with the volunteers. Got a lot to talk about. We have, Heupel got his money, got his bank. Mm-hmm. And there's going to be a spring game. I'm excited about that. Stingray says 23 is going to be an awesome year for our volunteers. GBO, see you at 6 Rocket. Yes, you will. Ian Tankersley, where do I get tickets? That's an interesting question because I think the spring game is free. I think. Now, I remember that I went to one years ago and it was absolutely free. So, I mean, all the protocols of going to any event on campus are in place. You know, the clear bags, and you can't take an AR-15 in there. Whatever. But I think it's free. Somebody correct me if I am wrong. Sting Ray, I'm up for the game as long as we don't go on a 737 like you did to the other game years ago. That was 98. That was the Orange Bowl at 98. Yes, sir. Or 99 maybe. I forget. It may have been on the first back then. Yeah, we don't want to do that again. Man, I was a mess. Man, I got stuck on the toilet. I told you that story. And then our plane got hit by lightning. Now, I don't know. I'm still here to tell the story. But, it's raining every 5 minutes in Miami anyway at the Orange Bowl. And so it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. And we either got hit by lightning or it hit right in the midst of us somewhere because it like rattled the plane like crazy. And I thought we were going down. I started saying my prayers to Jesus. I thought we were close to meeting him. It's just me, UT. Someone picked me up from Savannah, Georgia. That was on my post about let's start making plans for the road trip. So if anybody is in the Savannah, Georgia area, it's just me. UT needs a ride. Reminder, I haven't made it to the orange and white game since I was at UT in the 90s. I checked my calendar, nothing else going on that weekend. I may try and get down there. All right, Reminder, that's good news. Average Rando says, I need to consult with Deb. Evidently, Average Rando needs to come from wherever she's coming from. We'll hook her with Deb, Luxury Travel Nashville. Harold Denton. Let's see, what's Harold say? Told my 83-year-old father we might travel down from Kingsport, Tennessee to check out Nico playing quarterback in the orange and white spring game. Well, you know he's going to play. Glad I got to move back home to live with my father in the Kingsport area. Now I can go to several Vol home games this upcoming fall, only I will have a drive of about 90 minutes to Knoxville. Hey, bro, I got 2.5 hours from Nashville, so quit whining. I had a long 7.5-hour drive to come in from Richmond for the game over the past 34 years. Oh, man. Well, good for you being able to spend that time with your dad. Good for you. That's time well spent. Richard T., I love Josh, but it's hard to picture him sitting in a 30,000 square foot house. That was in response to my short yesterday. Harold Denton says Coach Heupel is not worth $9 million a year, maybe $6 or $7 million. Only coaches who won national championships should be making $9 to $11 million. And then Johnny Cole got involved. Take that stupid blank and shove it somewhere else. Shoe fly, shoe go away. Agent Orange, you're worth what they pay you. Drinkwitz and Beamer are making $6. We're better than both of those brands. Stoops is making $9 with no NC. I don't know. With no NC, what am I missing there? With no NC, I don't know what that means. At Kentucky, Jimbo makes $9, and he sucks. He is sucked. He is full of sucked. Get up to 2023. We need this buyout high so we can keep him. What he's done for the culture at Tennessee alone is phenomenal. Yes, sir. Dennis Atnip, he is to me, in terms of being worth $9 million. Stingray looks like we have a troll amongst us. Coach Hype is worth 100% and then some. Johnny Cole, Danny White also got a well-deserved raise. Yes, we know. Yes, sir. Thanks for keeping us abreast. Johnny Cole, let me talk. Matter of fact, give him or let them talk. Give him something to talk about. William Bonney, the $8 million freshman joke was a good one. Thank you, sir. MS 1953 says you should add $500K for the SEC championship, another $500K and $750K for playoff wins, and $1 million for the Natty. So, yeah, a lot of good stuff going on there. Thank you for all the comments. Appreciate y'all. Let me see who came in. Nugs, Rugged Man, what's up? Did we get that Thunderbird kid? I do not know. I do not know whether we did or not. I apologize. Nugs, y'all soft. I got a 9-hour drive from Florida now to Knoxville. Are you in Florida, Nugs? I don't know that I knew that. I do not know whether I knew that or not. So we've got us an orange and white game coming up on April 15th. And the tax man. Yeah. That old Beatles song, right? April 15th, 2023, orange and white. We get to see, and this is my guess, we get to see Joe Milton versus Nico Iamaleava. Right? One will be on the orange, one will be on the white. And I promise you there are going to be so many people at that game. Gosh, I can't imagine. Right? I'm going to be there, and I'm just going to encourage everybody, if health will allow, if schedules will allow, to come. I'd love to meet y'all. And we'll just get our own little section way up yonder in the top. So we can kind of maybe reach out and just touch one of Nico's passes as they go by. Or, hell, we may even get thrown one by Joe. Hey, that was uncalled for, Rocket Man. What's wrong with you? Cowboy Jabs, howdy, man. Thanks for popping in tonight. Appreciate you. Nugs, yeah, literally Gator country. I can be in Gainesville in 30 minutes. Oh, wow. If I choose to put myself through hell, well, don't do that. There's never a reason to do that. I'm sure you're getting firsthand information and daily reports on the whole Napier situation down there. Is he going to last? Is he going to last through season 2, or are they going to get rid of him? And what's the story with Anthony Richardson being so sought after in the draft? He never did anything for me, right? I mean, all I hear about is Will Levis and Anthony Richardson, how they're going to go farther and earlier and sooner than Hendon Hooker. They didn't have anywhere near the impact on their football team and the results of their football team than Hendon Hooker did. I know he's got a knee problem, but he's going to be fine with his knee. He's going to be just fine. But, man, just the disrespect. I'm sorry. Anthony Richardson, talented guy. But sometimes he's really good and sometimes he's really bad. I remember Coach Leach, the Pirate, he said something. He was talking about one of his players. And some dude in the press asked him about this guy. And he said, hey, he's really great, isn't he? He says, well, sometimes he's great and sometimes not. He said, but to be honest, I'd rather have a player that's always good. Yeah. And I thought that was one of the smartest things I've ever heard. And somebody the other day said, I forget who it was, said that Mike Leach was the John Madden of college football. And that couldn't be more spot on. Am I right? That is just a perfect analogy. I miss both of those guys so much. Nugs says, I do pay attention to the Gator debacle just for laughs. Then I point and laugh at my friends. Nugs, that is brutal. So anyway, I'm going to keep you posted, and I'm going to keep berating everybody if they're not planning on going, because I want us to all go. Because that'd be kind of fun, man. That would be awesome. We'll get in the car. We'll get in the corner. I'll bring the cigars, and we'll pretend we're playing Alabama again. We'll pick sides. We'll pick teams, right? And whoever wins, the orange or the white, gets to smoke the cigars. How about that? Robert Duncan, Josh should be the highest paid coach, and they should give Danny White needs more money to go try and make the orange-white game. Should be one of the best orange-white games ever. Yeah, you're absolutely 100% right. And here's another thought that I had on that subject. I don't think Danny White is getting paid enough. Danny White is only getting paid 2.2, and this is his raise. This is his new contract. 2.2, he was at 1.8 for the 2 years he's been here. And he's bumped up now to 2.2, right? So that's what, a $400,000 raise. And he gets a 5% raise every year. So, I don't know, man. Dude's got a huge job. Huge job. I mean, not only has he put this ensemble together with the Tennessee football team, but he's not managing it, but he is managing and administrating is a better word, I suppose. Baseball team, women's basketball, men's basketball, the golf, the tennis, the water polo. Do they have water polo? I don't know. But now I think he's the one that's underpaid. And I don't want to lose him. I don't want somebody to come along and give him $6 million and then he's gone forever to his forever destination. Tennessee has to be both their forever destinations. And that's just going to get down to money. Am I right? Everybody who believes that, raise your hand. So let's see what we got here. Nugs, Thunderbird committed to Arizona State. Okay, it would be sweet to have a player named Thunderbird and Squirrel. Milton shoots it out in the flat. Just Thunderbird. Thunderbird tosses it back to Squirrel. The Squirrel throws it down to Iamaliamo. Right? Yeah, why not? Nugs, where do you get tickets to the Orange White game? Look, somebody asked a minute ago about that. No, not a minute ago, but I read it a minute ago. Somebody left a comment. Where do you get the tickets to the Orange and White game? Look, I think now, call me stupid. It wouldn't be the first time. I think the tickets to the Orange and White game, I think they're free. I think you just go. I think you just go in, I think. Am I making that up? I know that I went to an Orange and White game years ago, and you just walked in. All right, now, maybe different now. I don't know. But I think you just go. All the protocols are the same. You have to stand in line. You have to, have your little clear bag when you walk in. You can't carry your bottle of Jack in your back pocket. But I don't know. That's an excellent thing. I will go on a mission tomorrow to find out that information and get back to y'all. Obviously, you may have heard Josh Heupel got a new contract, just as I said, by the way. I hate to toot my own horn, but not really. I hate to toot it when I'm wrong. But not when I'm right. So I told you that it would probably be after the transfer portal ended, which was the 18th, and sometime before spring training opened, which is around March 15th or so. So, So sure enough, 3 or 4 days after the portal was closed is when they made the announcement about Josh Heupel's deal. So it's $9 million a year through 2029, and with incentives, that's a $50 million deal. All right? $50 million for the next 5 years. Y'all live on that? No? Nugs? You live on that? Stingray? Robert Duncan? Y'all live on that? Doing something you absolutely crazy love? And I was going, these poor coaches, they got to go fly around and whatever. They got their own plane. Right? I forgot about that. And somebody kind of brought that to my attention. I'm going, recruiting might be pretty fun, actually. Just fly around in your little orange and white plane with the checkerboard landing gear. Who knows? Let's see. Robert Duncan, you indeed pay them the money. Yes, sir. This should be a forever destination for both of them. So on the left of your screen, by the way, speaking of screens, give me an idea. Hit that like button for me. Let's help the algorithm out a little bit. If you're new here, give me a shout. Say hello. Tell me where you're from. And hang on a sec. And subscribe. So on the screen, left and right there, on the left-hand side of the screen is when I started moaning and bitching about Josh Heupel being third from the bottom. All right, at $5 million. And we see Saban, Smart, Brian Kelly, Jumbo Fisher, Lane Kiffin, Mark Stoops, Billy Napier, Shane Beamer, Hugh Freeze, Eli Drinkwitz, Josh Heupel, Sam Pittman, Zach Arnett. And so now here's the new roster of newly paid dudes. That's right, Stingray. Hammer it. Josh Heupel now at 4th. Now right under Josh Heupel, for somehow, when I created this graphic, Lane Kiffin got lost. He's right under Josh Heupel. He's at $9 million as well. I wonder how Lane Kiffin got lost. Could that have been intentional? It wasn't intentional that he got lost. What was intentional was the fact that I didn't have the energy to fix it. So anyway, you see how it all shakes out now. I'm okay with this, and I'm sure he's okay with this, but it was just embarrassing when you look, well, first of all, when you look at Brian Kelly, they got their ass handed to them. And you look at Jimbo Fisher and what a dumpster fire that has been. Yeah, well, he's supposed to be, they're going to revive Texas A&M. I don't know whose impression I'm trying to do here, but live with it. So, yeah, I mean, that's just been a dumpster fire since he's been there. Yes, he did beat Alabama. Yes, he did beat LSU. But it's just been horrible other than that. And the dude got $100 million. This wasn't for 5 years. It was for 10 years. $100 million, for crying out loud. Holy crackers. Mark Stoops at 8'6". What has he done for that? I mean, and I'm still steaming about the Will Levis thing. Oh, he's going to be the number 1 pick. He's the number 1 quarterback. What? I wouldn't give you a dime for that guy. That guy might make it in the Arena League. Maybe. Not the Arena League, but that USFL League. He'd probably be an all-star in the Arena League. But, yeah, no. Man, if you can't make it out intact and on top of the world in college, no, I don't think so. I don't get it. I don't get him, and I don't get Anthony Richardson. I don't get either one of those guys. I understand they appear to have a lot of talent. They appear to. Just not sure you can depend on it. Big difference. It's just like Mike Leach said. I would rather have a good player who's good all the time as opposed to a player who's great every now and then. Right? There's so much wisdom in that. Totally agree with him. Nug says, gotta dip. Peace out, Rocket Man. Robert Duncan. Yes, would not know what to do with that kind of money. I live in Knoxville. I was just going through some... anyway, are we done here talking about this? Have you seen this? It's official. I have officially created a graphic that shows that Josh Heupel is now 5th on the list. He should be 3rd on the list. And that should be a number 10. But with incentives, and this is why I say this, because if he wins now an SEC championship and a national championship, he's going to have to wait another 5 years before he gets Nick Saban money. Right? And that's true. But he has built in the incentives. He's going to have SEC incentives. He's going to have playoff game incentives, and he's going to have the national incentive of winning the national championship. He's got $1 million incentive. That's a lot of money. Okay, which puts him well over 10 million that year. I can live with it. At least it's not down on the bottom where he was. That was embarrassing. It's just me, UT. Levis is a decent college football player, doubtful about his NFL future, but he wouldn't be the first or last to make the bag and be bounced out of the league. 100% true. 100% true. Purple Einstein, thank you for coming. Oh, by the way, I believe it's just me, UT, who lives in Savannah, Georgia, and talking about the game. He needs a ride. Somebody needs to come grab him in Savannah, Georgia, and take him to the game on April 15th. Purple Einstein, speaking of laying kitten, sure, I'll go with that. Where do you think we are currently if the brat hadn't left in the middle of the night? You know, that's a good question, but we wouldn't be where we are because he doesn't stay around long enough to do what is necessary to have anybody anywhere. Right? I mean, he dumped us. You couldn't have a better job. He got booted at SC. You couldn't have a better job. then he goes to Alabama, offensive coordinator, which is really what he is. And that's all he'll ever be. He's not a head coach. He just doesn't have the skill to turn off his ambition to where he thinks he's more than he is. He is a great offensive coordinator. He should shut the F up, make his bank, and enjoy his life. He is never, ever going to be a great head coach. And you heard it first right here at Nash Rocket Media. What else have we got? I cut Purple Einstein off halfway through. I, for one, am glad he's gone. I think Tennessee is in the best hand. Let me tell you, Tennessee is in the best hands as far as I'm concerned, as they've been in since Bill Babel, Doug Dickey. And I know we won a championship with Philip Fulmer, but I just never was a big Philip Fulmer fan. I just never was. He did good. I have respect for him. I just didn't like his style of football, which was more an NFL style of football. Let's just get big and just run people over, and that's okay. But this is so exciting to watch this style of offense, and we are very fortunate to have a innovator. I guess that's what I didn't like about Fulmer. He just wasn't an innovator. Okay. It was just business as usual, right? But he got the job done until he couldn't do it anymore. And they kept him around about 5 years too long, in my opinion. But anyway, that's not where we are now. We're kicking ass and taking names, aren't we? Yes, we are. So congratulations to Coach. Let's see what else we got here. I was looking through some of my artwork. You know, I have to make these thumbnails to put on the YouTube videos that are hopefully, you know, some of the things that entice someone to look at the videos. The titles and the thumbnail are the two things that compel a person to click that link and watch the video. I really like this one here. I'll show you my favorite. It has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with Tennessee, but I love this thumbnail. This is for the video that I did on the TCU Georgia game. You know, the one that had the punchline. contest with it. A bulldog and a horned frog walk into a bar. And so I decided to create this. I just love it. I think this is a great little thumbnail. Apparently nobody else did because nobody watched it. But this one is my favorite. Look at that. Let me just turn this off here so you can see it. Boom. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? I am a AI artist. I make art out of artificial intelligence, and this is one of my pieces here with this bulldog just chomping. I mean, chomping. Big old tongue out. Chomping on the torn frog. That's what it should be. Cowboy Jabs. I started watching Vols in 1973. I've seen a lot. Yes, sir. I'm right there with you. So those of you who are just here, in the final few minutes, if you just walked in, we are talking about the big news of the day. Obviously, the big news of the week is Josh Heupel and Danny White both got big old raises this week. Josh Heupel, $9 million a year. Danny White, $2.2 million a year, which I think is grossly underpaid for him, given what every team that he has on his roster is in the top 10, many in the top 5. So that's no accident. That has to do with TriStar here in Polk County. Not many people understand that, but I do, brother. TriStar, are you the one that has messaged me in Twitter a few times? Are you the same fellow? I'm assuming you may be a fellow. I guess you could be a dudette as well. If you are, I haven't been ignoring you. I've just been crazy busy. Twitter, I just try to stay off of that as much as possible because I just get so mad on that platform. People just amaze me with the depth of their stupidity. Okay, TriStar, I will hook up with you on Twitter just so, I can do that. I apologize for not getting back to you as quickly, any quicker than I have. But I just pop in there for a half a second and make a post. I like to do a drive-by post, and then I'm out of there. And I see these messages that I don't quite know what to do with yet. I'm just not familiar enough with that platform, but I will get to you, brother, and I appreciate you. Appreciate you hanging in there, and I appreciate you coming on the, what's your story on there? Have you got a podcast, or what are you doing on Twitter? Exactly. Let me know. So anyway, for those of you who just got online here with us, the Orange and White game, April 15th, I'm so excited that they're going to have it. They didn't have it last year because they were just massive renovations, which turned out fabulous. And they're still doing a little something. We talked about this earlier in a live earlier month or so ago. There still be some minor renovations going on, but not to the degree that it will prevent the game. And I just feel like this game is just, I bet there'll be 50,000 people there. Am I right? We got Joe. We want to see Joe. And then we want to see Nico versus Joe. And then we got all those young studs on defense, and we got the new Trent. I just think this is going to be a big deal, this game, particularly because of the fact last year we didn't have one, and we've been so successful. I just think it's going to be a huge event. And knowing Danny White and how well he promotes things and produces things. I think it's going to be the show of shows. I really do. Now, granted, it will be on TV, and normally I would stay home and watch it on TV. However, seeing as how I have a little following here with this thing, I think I'm going to go up there and do the show from up there somehow, just so I can meet everybody. Somebody can get on the air with me and whatever, because it's all portable now, right? I don't know whether they'll let me drag the stuff in there. I mean, but it's not a whole lot. It's just a laptop, and I don't need a light because it'd be during the day, I reckon. Anyway. So y'all keep that in mind. Start just keeping it in the back of your head there. Yeah, I may go up there with the Rocket Man. We have a little cheering section. TriStar, I'm just doing Twitter Spaces for the time being because I don't have it set up yet. I'm so ignorant of Twitter. I don't know what Twitter Spaces is. I would imagine that's some sort of little chat thing or whatever. Is that what it is? Johnny Cole, sorry I'm late. Listening to you while in my truck. Going to get some grub. Where are we going? We're going. Johnny, we're going to the Orange and White game on April 15th. Clear your calendar. And tell your wife that you're going to come up there and have a beer with Rocket Man and smoke a cigar afterwards. See what she said. She probably tell you no, she can't go. She tells you no, you can't go. Listen, you just tell her I'm gonna give you my phone number and you have her call me. I can talk to the ladies. Lord have mercy, I can talk to the ladies. What else? Ram, that's big for Tennessee. They'll be set up now if they can continue to get the players. They win the East. Let me tell you something, Ram, my friend. If they win the East, guess what else they win? Yes, sir. They win it all if they win the East. See, that's the tough thing. And it's always been the tough thing. I've talked about it on this channel 100 times about being in the SEC East, with Florida and Georgia and Tennessee. They're all just banging away at one another. I don't think we'll be bringing any beer, but I'm sure they'll be selling some beer, Cowboy Jabs. That's what I'm thinking. That's right, JC. They win the whole thing if they win the East. And I will modify that comment by saying this. It's possible that they could win the East and not win the national championship. Because, look, it's college football. They're still kids, and somebody could up and surprise them. Somebody that's not supposed to. Right? But I think there are two games that they are going to win this year. 100%. And that's South Carolina, and that's Georgia. I just think that. I really think they're going to beat Georgia. I am more nervous about Alabama on the road than I am Georgia. That's just what I'm thinking. What do y'all think about that? Y'all are smart. Y'all are a bunch of smart folks. I learn a lot from y'all talking to y'all in these lives for sure, in the comments that you leave. No, Johnny Cole said, no, we go all the way. We don't halfway do nothing. Okay, all right, whatever you say, Johnny. But here's the thing. See, if we go ahead and win a national championship next year, now they're gonna have to pay Josh Heupel some more money. Oh, no, I'm kidding. Look, I'm not going to get greedy. $10 million is good. He wins the Natty, he gets $10 million that year. So I'm going to shut up about the money. I won't shut up about Brian Kelly And what's the other fool that I can't? Oh, Texas A&M, Jumbo Fisher. You know, I ain't going to shut up about them. They are way overpaid. But you know what? That is because they both won, and I hate to say it, you know, it's kind of like the Fonz when he had to say no, 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 no. He couldn't say no, right? It's kind of like Brian Kelly and Jimbo Fisher. They have won a national championship. They have. They have. Grr. So, I guess it's due. I guess when you've done that, once you've been to the mountaintop, people are willing to give you money. So, more power to you, Josh Heupel. Make yourself $10 million a year and create an empire like nobody has ever seen before. Even Mr. Saban. Robert Duncan. I can see it now at the orange and white game. The Rocket Vols section. Absolutely amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, if you'll turn your attention to the Rocket and Vols section, we would request that section, everyone put your pants back on. That would not be the first time I have heard of that. Cowboy Jabs, extra mill in a Mac does in the McDonald's bag. Cowboy Jabs. Your sense of irony is ironic. Johnny Cole, old Sunbelt Billy is the one that's overpaid. Man, I got to tell you, there are a whole handful of them in there underpaid, but he is definitely the one that's overpaid. Lord have mercy. That is a clown car waiting to crash into the Empire State Building. I don't know. I tried to find a very colorful metaphor there, but I couldn't. That's all that was there when I looked in the drawer. Sunbelt Billy. I really like that nickname. Sunbelt Billy. Stingray. Whoever comes to the game, we need to buy a shirt from Rocket and wear it. Oh, man. Yeah. I'm sure we'll have a whole lot of merch by then. Yes, sir. That's fun. It's kind of fun to talk about it, isn't it? Yeah. I'm getting excited about it. And that's all. I feel so much better now that I know that this is happening. I feel so much better. Right? Oh, hell yeah. Now, what else do I need to address? Oh, I know what I was going to say. You know, I told you about, I'm going to do start blending in some pop culture stuff, right? And I'm going to start with the Alec Baldwin case because I've been in that situation and was fortunate enough not to have killed anyone. And I can't wait to show you that footage of me shooting someone. This was while I was working as an actor and a stunt coordinator. God, when was this? This was in 1981, 80 or 81, 81 maybe, right? And I had this particular scene where I was shooting at everybody. I was holed up in a house and cops were out there, bang, bang. I was shooting at them. And then I had this, it culminated in a fight scene, which I choreographed. I had done a lot of acting at the time. It was on television on a soap opera, actually, a Guiding Light. And I had done a lot of acting at the time. And I also did a lot of fight arranging is what they call it, where you teach actors how to fight on stage or television safely without acquiring any injuries. So this was actually my very first paid choreography, fight choreography job. And it involved literally shooting somebody, shooting at somebody. And it's an amazing piece of footage in light of what happened with Alec Baldwin. And I can't wait to show it to you guys and get your thoughts on it and whatever. My guy, when I had my old radio show, I had an official mouthpiece for the show. He was a fellow by the name of Glenn Shapiro, who had a law firm which was in the same building as the radio station where I worked. And he and I became friends, and he became the official mouthpiece of the Rocket in the Morning show. So he is going to be doing this particular, we're going to follow this trial as it goes along. And in order for me to do that, I need to do a bunch of shows prior to that. Because like I say, not everybody has legal experience, but not a whole many people, probably a handful of actors have actually pointed a gun at someone, pulled the trigger, and not killed them on camera. I am one of those guys. So it's a great opportunity for me to kind of become the expert in how to do that and how not to do that. And I'm going to follow that trial like old Smokey would track down I don't know what old Smokey's tracked down anyway. I don't know. Picking it up here, Luke. Picking it up here, boss. Tracking Cool Hand Luke. That's what I was trying to come up with. Johnny Cole already got my Joe Milton Heisman shirt. You got a Joe Milton Heisman shirt, Johnny Cole? Did you really? Hot damn. Cha-ching. You should tailgate with us. We're a group on Twitter. Yes, sir. Maybe we can all hook up. More the better. And it's going to be a fun game. So remember, April 15th, 2023, as we get closer, I will know more about it, about what my plans are going to be and how we can all coordinate, because I just think it'd be a hoot. Sure do. All right, I'm 45 minutes into this. I think I'm run out of things to talk about. I sure do. All right. Say your prayers. Share your toys. Don't hurt nobody. Unless they're stealing your lunch money, and then, well, you got to do what you got to do, right? So I will see you tomorrow in some shape, form, or fashion. Can't wait for this game. Congratulations, Coach Heupel and Danny White. Thank you for all you do. And we'll see you in the next game. Thank you all very much.